Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today in Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you can find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Six of Cups, and it is here because it corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit in the land of Scorpio here. Scorpio is a water sign, and cups in tarot are water element symbolism as well. Water element symbolism has a lot to do with emotion and intuition. In other words, how things feel and all the information we get from that, right? When we have a feeling, we also get a physical sensation. There are questions that will arise. There are certainties that will, understandings that will arise. So that's what cups are about. And so we come to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is meant to be reflective of some sort of happy memory some memory that we remember fondly. Okay, so I'm really struggling with my words right now, friends, but I'm going to do my best, and I thank you for hanging in with me. The Six of Cups, it really kind of looks like maybe friends sharing some work on a happy spring or summer day. There are flowers in pots, there are green things growing all around, a nice blue sky, nice golden surroundings, nice blue roofs. It feels very secure and open and clear and supportive. So why is this smaller person here wearing like Christmas gear? They look like they're dressed for wintertime. I think that, that points to the idea that when we look back on things that we remember fondly, we might get some of the details incorrect. What we don't remember, the brain will fill in the gaps. So just keep that in mind when you're remembering things fondly, because other people that you shared that time and space with might not remember them the same way. And, also be careful not to get so lost in your reverie of the good old days that you can't be you can't see or accept circumstances are as they are in the moment, okay? And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. Oh, we got the Star, friends. This is one of my favorites. Okay, so the Star is a major arcana card, so it's a major message card. We get a lot of those here. I swear it's a full tarot deck. It's not all major arcana, but we do draw a lot on this episode somehow. The Star is about a time of healing and renewal. It happens in our Fool's Journeys story, sort of after we've built something strong that we felt would last forever and it has crumbled to pieces, right? But rather than, wallowing in our misery, we perceive the opportunity for a fresh start. We sort of walk naked into the world, vulnerable to the elements, and we heal our relationship to the nature of things. We heal our relationship to our own nature. We nurture ourselves and those things around us, and we just come back into our own wholeness again. Stripped away of all those possessions, the fancy clothes, the fancy house, the fancy car, whatever it is that we might have had that sort of it indicated for us and the rest of the world how well we were doing and how strong we had made our lives. Those things get stripped away from us sometimes, and then we have nothing but to just start fresh, right? And there's some Heron energy here. Heron energy to me is about, the individual, not necessarily the lonesome life, but the life lived alone. Sometimes when we're in this mode of healing and transformation, when we're, letting go of what we used to be and still thinking about what we're about to become, it's better for us to sort of go it alone. And that doesn't mean to shut out our friends or our family. It doesn't mean to, deliberately shut people out of our lives. It just means to sort of keep our own counsel about things and to work on ourselves, you know, in the privacy of our own hearts and our own environments. And you also see that this person has one foot in the water and one knee basically on the ground. And that tells me that, you know, we keep one foot in the emotional life, the intuitive life, and we keep one foot sort of in the real world, right? In the, you know, on the ground, in the material world, you know, paying attention to getting our needs met. But we bring our emotional and intuition faculties to both the emotional life and the material life. And that's how we begin to, like the tree, grow. The 7 stars here represent, I am told, the 7 chakras. So that's another nod to healing and growth. And that 8th chakra, I'm imagining, is one that grounds us deeply, or just a star that guides us, like a guiding star, right? Okay, so how do we see this on the page? Well, we have been in this time of renewal, and actually this is the perfect day and the appropriate time to be addressing this, because we just got out of our second eclipse season of the year, right? We had the new moon with the partial solar eclipse 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, and then yesterday we had the full moon with the full lunar eclipse. So that was a period of time during which we were doing a bunch of inner work, whether you were aware of it or not. You were doing you were doing work on yourself. We were doing emotional and intuitive work especially. And for those of you who really dove into it, you might have felt and noticed some real shifts and changes in your approaches and attitudes, the way you feel about things. I know that I certainly have. And so here we come, you know, to the end of this eclipse cycle where we've gone through these transformations. There were things that came up for us at the beginning, a couple weeks back, that seemed pretty mysterious to us, or things we knew we were working on, but we didn't really want to work on them, right? You know, we didn't want to give what we had to give to work on them. And through the course of the 2 weeks, we found ourselves capable of doing that work, of coming to a level of understanding about those things that we found mysterious, or finding a level of ease with those things that we found difficult, right? So now here we are, we're just past it. We have torn ourselves down, and we have made an accounting of what is here, right? And now we begin to rebuild again. And I hope we didn't tear ourselves down in terribly negative ways. You know, doing shadow work isn't about blaming yourself for things or making yourself feel bad about things. Quite the contrary. It's really about embracing yourself, you know, however you have been, whether you were, you know, naked in the field, or, you know, finely dressed at the top of the tower, right? So, you know, in all of our moments, we can bring, you know, our best self, and sometimes we do not always bring our best self, and we might try to push that person away, but really, you know, as the star, as a moment of healing, what we seek to do is really merge with who we were, merge who we are now with who we were, to become accepting of that figure, to embrace the power that it took to be that person, regardless of what harm we might have done ourselves or others. Okay, so self-forgiveness is the word. It is the word, friends. Self-forgiveness. So yeah, that's what I see. And, you know, in terms of this being on the page, we're seeing a lot of shakeups and change. You know, Uranus and Taurus, I don't know if you noticed the other day that the lotto drawing got messed up, right? Like shakeups in our ability to get that cash. I thought that was really funny. And, you know, we are going through some renewals. We're going through some changes. We are cooperative with Pluto with our transition, with our actual transformation. But in the meantime, shakeups are happening in our outer life, in the way that we shine, in the way that we are received and accepted, in the way that we interact with people out in the world, and also in our romantic life and in our financial lives, you know, in the things that we invest in, and you know, what kind of value we get for them. So yeah, we're in transition. And so that's an apt card, and it is a good time to start thinking about, you know, all right, I've been through this. I'm feeling maybe a little even battered and bruised from it, right? I'm still a little shaken. From what it is that I have, from this transformation I've undergone. And so it's a time to care for ourselves and care for the life that is all around us, and really get back to basics. Learn how to be your basic self again before you go jumping forward to building more towers, okay? And taken together with the Six of Cups. The star isn't cups, but like Aquarius, she's a water bearer, right? She pours out her emotions and her intuitions. She has the stuff in the vases is of her. It comes from her. It's an expression of her feeling, and the experiences that arise with feelings, right? That we talked about, the bodily sensations that arise, and also the information and questions that arise. This expresses that she is full of that feeling and that bodily feeling and those questions and that information. And it takes some time to process those things. Sometimes you have to get them out. Sometimes you have to pour them out in an emotional way. Sometimes you have to pour them out in a really practical way. But it's a good time, and it's a good thing, I think. Especially when your mind is a jumble. Your heart and mind are a jumble of all the things that have just happened and all the things that are going on inside here, to go ahead and speak them out loud, even if there's nobody in the room to listen, or, put them in a journal, that kind of thing. Express yourself. Moon's going into Gemini. Express yourself from the heart. And then, part of this healing is going to be the fond reminiscence of the things that we had, and the pain the pain that goes with, like, nope, it'll never be the same, okay? It'll never be like that again. So, allow yourself to feel that as well. And I don't necessarily mean it is a form of mourning, okay? So you might feel mournful about the happy memories that you have from this, from before, when you were a different person, but of course it will never be the same, because you will never be the same, okay? So give that concept, give those memories your love and acceptance. Give yourself love and acceptance however you were in these old scenarios, and also give love and acceptance to the fact that, of course, it will never be the same, because you can never be the same. And that's a good thing. Growth, personal expansion, even like, building a tower and living at the top of it, and then having that tower come down, and, having to start over, sort of naked as the day you were born, and getting in touch with your own nature again. It's a good thing. All that growth just, it makes us stronger, it makes us wiser, it makes us better human beings. I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.